You lose the weight and you swear this time it's forever. The diet worked, the workouts paid off, and for the first time, you start to feel like yourself again. But a few months later, something shifts. You eat the same, but the scale creeps up. You feel heavier, slower, hungrier, like your own body is pulling you back. People will say it's motivation, willpower, discipline, but that's not what's happening. You're not broken. You're being betrayed by a belief that sounds harmless, but silently resets everything you fought for. The belief is this: once I lose the weight, I'll finally be able to live normally again. That sentence guarantees you'll gain it all back. When I was obese, I said that sentence to myself 100 times. I thought the goal was to arrive, but the truth is, the second you start believing there's a finish line, you start losing the war, because your biology doesn't care about your before and after. It only cares about one thing: survival. After weight loss, your body doesn't reset, it retaliates. It slows your metabolism, lowers your energy, and raises hunger hormones like ghrelin and neuropeptide Y, basically screaming at you to eat more and move less. That's not self-sabotage. That's your body trying to recover from what it believes was starvation. The longer you've been overweight, the stronger that signal becomes. It's called metabolic adaptation, but it feels like punishment. And that's why almost 80% of people who lose weight regain it within 2 years. Not because they didn't try, but because they didn't know the fight had changed. See, most people prepare for the weight loss phase. They've read about calorie deficits, cardio, macros, but no one prepares for what happens after. That phase where your body quietly resists stability, waiting for the smallest slip to rebuild what you destroyed. That's why you can do everything right and still see the scale jump. And it's worse for endomorphs, the people whose bodies are built to store, not burn. We don't get to take our hands off the wheel. Our bodies don't forget, they wait. And the moment we relax, it's over. So what do you do when your own biology seems wired against you? You stop trying to fight it with the same tools that failed before. What I've learned is this: the people who keep the weight off permanently are not the ones who suffer the most. They're the ones who rebuild the most, who learn to live with their biology, not against it. They make strength training a permanent rule, not an optional hobby. They make food structure automatic, not negotiable. And they support their metabolism not by starving it, but by helping it function the way it was supposed to. That's the missing piece almost no one talks about, because we were all told that metabolism is this fixed engine that only responds to food and cardio. It's not. Your metabolism is a living system affected by energy production inside your cells, by insulin response, by how efficiently your body turns food into usable energy. And when that system gets damaged, especially after years of dieting, you can't willpower your way through it. You have to rebuild it. That's where modern science started turning the tables. Today, we understand that certain natural compounds can help restore how your metabolism functions, not as shortcuts, but as support. Things that improve how your cells produce energy, manage sugar levels, and regulate hunger signals. So the weight you lost stays off instead of rebounding. That's what some people are doing now, using an encapsulated metabolic support formula to keep that internal engine stable during and after weight loss. It's not a fat burner, not caffeine, and definitely not a magic pill. It's something that helps the body stop fighting you. If you want to see what I mean, click the link in the description. It explains exactly how that works. But here's the part I want you to really think about. If you gained the weight back, it doesn't mean you failed. It means your strategy ended before your biology did. Your body is not your enemy. It's just running an old program that doesn't fit your new mission. So your job isn't to punish it, it's to retrain it, because there's a moment that happens after transformation. When the excitement fades, the compliments stop, and you realize this isn't about looking different anymore. It's about living different. That's where most people quit. They think they're supposed to feel free, but what they really need is to stay aware. The weight doesn't come back because you stop caring. It comes back because you stop believing you still need to defend what you built. Let me put it this way. When you were heavy, your pain was physical. When you lose weight, your battle becomes psychological. The war moves from your stomach to your mind. And that's why so many smart, disciplined people lose everything they fought for because they thought it was over. But it's not over. It just gets quieter. It hides in your routines, in your harmless weekends, in your I deserve this moments. It's not dramatic. It's slow. And that's what makes it dangerous. So if you're watching this and you've been through that cycle, lose, regain, repeat. Don't hate yourself for it. It's not weakness. It's adaptation. But you can rewrite how adaptation happens. If you rebuild muscle, support your metabolism, and keep that belief out of your head, that fantasy that life goes back to normal, you can stay lean without constant suffering. That's the real goal. Not losing weight, but losing the belief that this ends, because it doesn't end. It just becomes part of who you are. When you stop seeing health as punishment and start seeing it as defense, that's when everything changes. Your workouts stop being chores. Your meals stop being restrictions. You stop thinking like someone who's trying to lose weight and start living like someone who doesn't need to anymore. That's freedom. Not eating whatever you want, but not being owned by it. And if you want to rebuild your metabolism so your body actually supports that freedom, check the link in the description. It's not a shortcut, it's a strategy. The kind that keeps you from ever starting over again. Because the truth is, the moment you stop believing the fight is over, that's the moment you finally win it.